Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. All right, so Bitcoin's been crashing really hard the last week, 2 weeks. If you didn't get a chance to check out my dump video that I posted about a month ago, it's linked here. In it, I go over why this dump was necessary, why this retrace was part of natural retraces that these cryptocurrencies go through. So don't really be alarmed, but basically, stay out of the market right now. Bitcoin is pretty much Bitcoin's run is done. I'm going to get into the technical indicators of it, but it's going to take some time basically before Bitcoin can go up again and go higher than the levels that it hit previously, that 60,000 that it hit. It's going to be minimum month, 1 month, 2 months, but more likely it's probably going to be about a year before we see Bitcoin really taking off again, which kind of sucks because I know some of you guys are new to the market, but just be patient. I mean, things change all the time in the market when it's time to buy back in. Like, I'm hoping it's only a couple months, and if it is that, I'll let you guys know when it's time to buy back in. All right, but until then, let's go ahead and get into the technical indicators of it, and I'm going to explain to you why Bitcoin's run is done. In a later video, I'll also teach you guys how to short the market. So if you guys wanted to play these crashes, feel free to play them. What we're likely to see is one more or less attempt to go up, and then Bitcoin's probably going to fall more than it's even been falling. All right, so let's get into the technicals of it.
So we are looking at the weekly chart of Bitcoin to the US dollar. So this is the historical chart. This was the 2017 run. We had a little blip in 2019, and this has been the 2020-2021 run. Okay, so for those of you guys who are new to the channel, what I use is I use calculus indicators. So I have calculus code down here. Basically, this first bars that you're saying, this is the first derivative of this line, okay? And the second one down here, this is the second derivative of the line. So for those of you guys who know a little bit about calculus, calculus is a great way to anticipate trends in the marketplace. The first derivative of the line is going to tell you when the local peak has occurred, all right? So like if we zoom in, right, this was the local peak, and if you notice, the second derivative had already flipped negative to tell us that, all right, this run is done. We're flipping now to go negative. So what does this mean? Basically, like when it's green, there's more people buying than those that are selling. When it's red, there's more people selling than that are buying. So this is not the time to be buying Bitcoin. The other thing that you can see from calculus, right, is the first derivative and the second derivative need to be positive. When both of them are positive, Bitcoin's going to go up. And now this is going to apply for any coin that you look at. If both are positive, it goes up. If both are negative, it goes down. This has been every coin. Like if we can look back in time, right? When Bitcoin was red on both the first and second derivative, it goes down. When it was positive, it went up. So looking at the 2017 run, this period, there were retracements throughout the run, and most of the time they corrected themselves very fast. So if we zoom in on some of these, okay? So like, let's look right here, right? Bitcoin's positive on both of them, it goes up. And then we do have on, you see like here, it closed negative, but just barely, not much, right? The second derivative was negative, but not much. And this kind of period of falling, let's say it began here and lasted until the second derivative closed green again. That was 77 days of it just kind of not doing much, all right? Then here this bar closed positive, is able to go back up again. All right, then the run continued, right? But then the run fell. And what happened here? So it closed negative, and then it fell. And then we did, if you see here, we had a slight retrace where the first derivative is positive. This is basically, it's like Bitcoin's falling, you know? And again, in order to fall more, it had to come up a little bit, and then it could keep falling. This period of falling from when the second derivative flipped until it went positive on both the first and second derivative, it was 420 days. So what are we looking at? Most likely somewhere between 77 and maybe a year. So let's look at this other one, right? Because these patterns repeat themselves. That's what I'm noticing with crypto. All right, here, right? This was like the mini run in 2019. It went up briefly and then it fell. So from the period that it turned negative on the weekly until it finally ended, this was 329 days. So what's going to happen with Bitcoin now? All right. We basically were green for a really long time. And in this period, when we were positive on the first and second derivative, Bitcoin did 600% in 266 days. That's amazing. Now, it has retraced, technically it's retraced enough, but sometimes what I've seen with these coins is that when they fly up like this, they actually, instead of just doing this normal retracement, sometimes they end up retracing like 70% of their entire run. Are we going to see that with Bitcoin? Maybe. Let's see. But what we probably will get is we're probably going to get a retracement, right? Where Bitcoin is going to, so it's been falling, right? Because it's been falling for so long, it does need to come up. And it's going to come up. And people are going to think it's going to go up, but it's not. It's going to be a fake me out. And then it's going to fall some more. Okay? So that's probably more likely what's going to happen. And then it's just going to putter out for a while. Now, for this to actually change, what do we need to see? We would need to see Bitcoin has to go positive here and here. Both the first and second derivative need to flip positive. All right. So when they flip positive, that is when it's safe to buy back into the market, because then you know that the coins are going to go up. Not just Bitcoin, but all the altcoins, because whatever Bitcoin does, the altcoins also do. If Bitcoin falls, all the altcoins fall. If you look historically, all the coins, they run together. Okay. So basically right now is the time for just waiting it out. If you wanted to short the market, the optimal time to short the market is basically you're going to wait for this retrace to happen, right? And then when it peaks out again here, then you could play the short for the next fall. And for those of you who want to play this last little peak, basically, what can we look at? So let's switch to the daily. So now I'm zooming out. This is our run. This is our 2021 run. This is now I'm on the daily time frame. All right. So this last retracement is basically going to happen when the first derivative closes green on the daily. When this closes green, this is already attempting to close green, so it should happen sometime fairly soon. It's going to go up. Now, how high is it going to go up? So again, we're going to take our little measuring tool, put it on the peak here, bring it down to the negative. So basically, Bitcoin needs to go to the middle of this cross, put a little line right there. So Bitcoin needs to come up to about 45,000 basically before it can fall more. Okay? So it's going to, our retracement is going to be around there. If Bitcoin has enough momentum, it may be able to get higher. Basically, the way you would be able to tell that Bitcoin has closed green on the weekly is if it's able to get above these. Like basically, if Bitcoin's able to get above this 60,000 mark here, if it's able to get above our peak here at 65,000, if it gets above any of those, we're going to keep going up. But if it just kind of comes into this range here and then goes back down, then yeah, it's going to be some time before Bitcoin finally recovers and is able to go up again and go past these values.
So that's all I have for you guys. I will let you guys know when the trend reverses, when it is time to buy back into the market. Basically, when the weekly goes positive, the first and second derivative, that's what we need to see. That's when it's safe to buy back in. So whenever that happens, I'll let you guys know. It's probably not going to be for a while, so just be patient. Go enjoy your life. Go travel. Some of the regulations have been lax, fortunately, because of COVID. Be safe. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.